Okay, so first thing that we did right, okay, is we got everything set up in a very, very short period of time. All right, ready to go. And what is that everything? Well, that everything is, believe it or not, this setup here will make the 6 window sashes that we need today for the jams that you guys rebuilt. Okay. Very important principles. Okay. This is the first time you guys have set this up. Okay. And I'll admit, and we'll find some imperfections in our setup. Okay. And we can fine tune those as we go for later setups and stuff like that. But some general principles that you need to be aware of, okay, is first of all of this stuff fits underneath this 10 by 10 square. See that? Okay, that's intentional, right? Because one of the things that you need to do in your setups is economize and cut down on like your steps, like the steps that you take, like the physical walking.
Yeah.
All right. And set it up in a way so that, so that you're not burning unnecessary energy. Like, if we don't need to set the chop saw way up over there, right? The table saw up on this side behind me, and just different stuff like that. Okay. But the other thing too, it's really, really important to see is that there's no cords in the middle. Okay, try to run the cords on the outside where we don't have to walk. All right, that's very, very important because it's just a real drag. Now, I just noticed something. It's not all in a 10 by 10 square. Look, see that's over there? Huh, okay. 10 by 16. All right, but when I get my mortise over here now, I have fit all this stuff under there, but there's no need. Okay? And the point is that all of this stuff is portable, right? Okay. So, all right. I don't know. I just think that's cool. So we're going to use this wood here to make our sashes, and there you go. Okay. That's it for now. So you guys know what I was doing with that joiner there?
Yep.
What am I doing?
You're squaring up 2 sides to have reference points for machining with the planer.
The short word for that is indexing.
Indexing.
Indexing, you're creating your reference point, right? In the back of a book, you've got an index. It's your reference, where you find everything. And so, like these guys here, these are my styles. Okay, look. See what I did? My reference point. Quick marks to show what's what, so that I can quickly identify them without having much thought. I just quickly make my little marks like that, okay? And that will then tell me, where I want to put it in the table saw, how I want to run it through the planer, all that kind of stuff, all right? But the joiner, it takes this roughness. I mean, it was a perfect example with this, whoever painted this thing, put the primer on there, it flattens it. It takes all that roughness off, makes a nice flat surface, and puts a 90-degree edge on there. Okay, you gotta create that 90-degree edge. Okay, that's gonna get my thickness and my width. Okay, so that's gonna be like, that's the beginning of making your blanks, and you got to start with a joiner. You can't start with anything else, you know. If you were lucky and you had a straight piece of wood, you still start with a joiner, okay, to get that nice crispness to it. All right, that's it. Okay, this here is going. All right, so look, I've got these properly blanked out pieces, okay, and notice that I've got my joinery. These lines here represent my joinery. This is my space for my meeting rail, okay, and this space down here with this X, that's for my bottom rail. So this is the bottom sash set of stiles, okay, and notice I put an arrow on them. I'm choosing, again, this is going to be my interior molding side. So this is, I'm marking my interior here, okay? But I'm also marking, these are my locating marks that tell me how I run it through the machines, okay? And notice, look, see I got these arrows? See how, when I put the joinery facing the middle, see how both arrows are pointing toward the front?
Yeah.
Okay? That's what, it's just a really quick little tool so that you don't have to think about it later on. You just keep those arrows where you want them. You choose now what you want your inside to be, and then you just run with it, okay? So that's what I've done. Okay, so like this is the mortiser, and we're gonna put some WD-40 on that before long. But look, I'm gonna put see how it slides in there real nice, okay? I'm gonna put my arrow toward my fence, okay? Arrow always goes to your fence, okay? And I'm gonna put this on here, and I gotta clamp it down. See that nice clamp? Mm-hmm. Now it's also got a nice steering wheel, see that? Yeah. So I'm gonna mortise down, but I'm gonna mortise in a sequential pattern to give me an elongated mortise. Now I'm also gonna mortise the ends first. That's a really important principle, because although this is a really nice steel mortise chisel here, it still has some give to it, especially with the forces involved in the gears and pulling it down and stuff like that. If obviously you can drill a hole here and keep on going sequentially down the line, but what happens is when you make your initial hole, you know, your initial hole is surrounded by wood, right? So it's got equal compression keeping it going straight down. But once you do your initial hole, you're going to have an open space right there, and the bit's going to want to wander into that open space. So, and what that does is that gives you a trapezoidal shaped hole instead of a straight down 90-degree hole. I mean, will some work out perfectly? Yes. Okay, but not all of them usually. Okay, so anyway, that's what's going on here. So we're going to drill the outside holes first, and then cut out the middle. Okay, then when we get to the other side, okay, we'll start in the middle and just work our way to the end, right? Because there's no other hole to connect to, right? And so as long as the first hole is straight down, life is good. Okay, so I'll start with this one now. Okay, okay, and then I'll turn it over to you. Now here's another thing too, is that this is a really good mortiser, but the motor is only so strong. So you have to let the bit do the cutting. You can't force it through, otherwise it will stop the motor. And if it stops the motor, you got to turn it off real quick, and then reach in here, and then you'll see you have to spin it manually. Okay, see how I'm spinning it manually?
Yeah.
Okay. But you'll see, because you'll do it. Okay. Everybody does it. You have to do it to know how much force you can put on this handle here. And different woods are different, you know, in the force that you have to put. You know, I got this is a piece of pine, and that pine grain can be pretty hard, you know. But sometimes it's the softest, you know, and you can go a little bit faster. But the goal is, you know, you find that sweet spot where you're going as fast as you can go without bogging the machine. Okay? Because why would you go as slow as you could go? Right?
Yeah.
We're not in the business of going slow. You know? You know, we're in the business of finding that efficiency. So, well, look, I'm going to clean it out. Okay? There you go. Boom. Okay. Over here. Tighten my clamp down. Hit my mark. Okay. There you go. Oh, I love it. Okay. Notice how also I put my holes on the outside of my clamp, so that my chips, I don't know if it's a habit. You know, you could it clamps better if you've got something solid here. Put the hole on the outside. All right, you ready? Oh man, your turn. All right, so these next ones here, these meeting rails, those get a little bit different treatment. Like, okay, so these guys, you know, you got the three-sided things, and these guys only get one side. These are the meeting rails. This is like the meeting rail for the bottom sash. And the trick to these is to orient it so that you're cutting across this 1 3/8 wide, and this point is sticking up. All right. So we'll do this one first because this one you can index to see this curve for the glass. It's going to face towards you or away from you. You see how that long point's always sticking up? That's pretty important. Okay. That's your cut for that. I mean, if you set it like this, I mean, that's wrong, 100% wrong, and you'll have to make a new one. Okay, here, that's where it's gonna be. All right, and you can, when you're done with these, you can do like you've been doing, setting them right there, because the next cut's that one. But we'll cover that in a minute. Okay, let's get these cut first, then we'll do that. All right, I'm doing that thing over here. So look, this is my top sash style. Okay, boom. And what I'm doing is I'm drilling my knot hole here, and I just got a 3/4 inch bit, and I marked 12 inches down from the top. So it's supposed to go up like that. Okay. You know, and my knot hole 12 inches down, but I'm gonna hit it at an angle, and I'm just gonna center it up by eye. See, I'm putting my bit about the middle there with equal amounts on both sides, approximately. I'm not gonna like go through the thing of like trying to measure it exactly, because whatever, it's gonna be hidden. Who cares? So see that? There. Boom. There. There we go. Center it up. Oh, but I also put it at an angle. See that? That's so it creates the hook for the knot, right? If I went the opposite angle, then it would fall out. But here it tends to hold it in. Hold it in,
Holy joke.
Hold it in. Yeah. Test to hold it in.
Holy smokes, that was cheesy.
All right, so that's that. And then John's gonna finish cutting the mortises, and then we'll go and do the router technique. Okay, I'll show you that next. All right, get this one too. This is how you make the pulley troughs, right? Because you know, we already did the hole drills, okay? And I've got a router here that's going to make my trough for me. Only thing I got to do is just really got to make sure it's centered on there. So my first one, oh, that's not bad. See, I measured it. You see how that is right there? See, I'm just trying to make sure it's centered in there. Okay, that's good. So I'm gonna need this. I need my drill with a drill bit on it, and don't know where it is, but I guess I'll use this one. I really like my big handsaw, you know, but I'll just use this one for the time being. Okay, so look, what you do, I mean, I just pick some things, okay, like, you know, I picked the 12 inches down for my hole. You could have done 11 3/4, 10 1/2, 14 7/8. I mean, whatever. You pick a number, right? And you go with it, okay? And so then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to pick a stopping point for my router. So like, I think it's gonna be, I think I'm gonna take the end of my router and I'm gonna stop it at the end of my hole, all right? Just so that I have consistency from piece to piece. See what I'm saying? Okay, and remember, this is on the hidden side of your window sash, so you've got some forgiveness and some leeway, all right? But, I mean, not infinite forgiveness and leeway. Like, you wouldn't want your router bit to go, wah, you know, or your drill bit to do something crazy and go all the way through, or, you know, get blood all over everything, you know? Yeah, so anyway. Okay, so look, when I push this through, this is a really good router kit, this rigid here, except that the router sucks. No, I mean, it's really not that powerful, okay? I had one time that was a really good rigid one. That's why I went with this. I mean, this comes with this kit with this guide on here, which is, that's the most useful thing. You know, if I try to put any load on this motor whatsoever, it'll die. And I'll have to stop it and I'll start it over. I'll probably do it, you'll probably do it a couple of times. So the technique is to take shallow passes back and forth until you get to your, you know, given depth that you want, okay? So, and again, the depth that you go, okay? If you get out your micrometer and all that kind of stuff, you know, I'm gonna look at you weird. Because all you have to do is, it has to be deep enough to bypass your pulley. See what I'm saying? Okay, if it bypasses your pulley, it's deep enough. And now this is kind of like a dedicated bit, so it's been set at this depth for a long time, and so I'm really confident that this is the right depth here. Okay, but if you're setting your own depth the first time, you know, it's about the full arc of the circle. See that? You know?
Is it half inch?
It's probably 3/8.
3/8.
You know, because it's I think it's a 3/4 inch. Yeah, 3/4 inch diameter. So I probably sticking out 3/8 of an inch. So makes sense to me. But I'm gonna go. Okay? Okay. See how I didn't go full depth? Okay. That's not bad. So now let's see if I can get the motor to stall on the next one. All right. Put this over here. There it goes. Didn't take much. So, and actually, I'm gonna adjust my fence just a little. Let's see if that changes it. Okay. That looks really, really good. Okay. So, all right. So I'm going to show you the second step to this. Okay, and that's just to take this. I like this auger bit because it's fast. I'm going to find that crook where the curve kind of really starts. I'm going to just. There you go. See that? I'm going to do it again here. See how low the angle is on my drill? Okay. That's good. Okay. You don't want it to be any more than that. Okay. That means more that you got to saw. That's a 5/16 inch bit. Okay. And now I'm just going to take my saw, cut out the rest. See that? Isn't that nice? That's how you do it on the fly. Now the advantage to that other saw with the bigger teeth, it just cuts faster, I think. But this cuts fast enough. It's not like it's really slow. Now, I've also done it so that I've had other routers set up right next to me, so that after I finish doing this router, I can do another router that makes the same cut. That's pretty fast too. Plus, you're gonna have the other router. If you don't have the other router, you just do it this way. And it's less of a footprint, you know, to build it. So, you know, you need a drill bit and this handsaw. So you can get the job done otherwise. So there we go. And that's for my bottom sash there. Okay, cool. Thanks. Yeah, I saw it come off. Okay, run through again. Good. Okay, so there is one thing I want to point out about this, okay? Because anybody else's setup, you know, you'll see anywhere else on the internet, they've got a second cutter on top of this one, okay? Now, I take it off and I put it on the other side. Why? Well, kind of is because it's easier, right? I think. Well, and you don't require such a big motor, but look how much safer this is, okay? There's no cutter up here for your fingers to get caught in. Isn't that nice? Okay, and that's a really good feeling, you know? And so, I mean, does it take 2 passes? Yeah, but whatever. It's not really any slower. I mean, you know, I just wanted to point that out though, because it's, you know, there's advantage in taking the cutter that comes with this bit off. You know, I don't throw it in the trash because I have this fantasy that one day I'll be able to use it. You know, so I've got like, they're just like floating around in these random places, but you know, that's why you split them apart, so that, I mean, you can have it on one router table and on the other, but I mean, I like to keep it all together, so. All right, man, that's it. That's it. Ready to assemble. Just gotta have the second half. Everybody always wants to know about this. What problem are you having?
Well,
This doesn't seat all the way.
it doesn't seat all the way.
Doesn't seat all the way. Dang. I had this question just the other day when somebody asked me about making these here. And so, you know, usually, you know, like an original Sash you'll find is that this piece here has got some kind of a cutout on it, you know, that matches the profile. Well, okay, that's called a coping cut, right? And that's a good way to do it. However, getting this coping cut this deep, you know, takes special tooling, right? Which is usually not available. So the alternative is to not cope it at all. You just cut this guy off. Just cut it off. That's all there is to it. So I like to use the big saw because, you know, sometimes you can use the advantage of the big teeth. So what am I going to do? You've already done that. Typically, I will go through and I will make sure that this fits, and it does. Okay. So take it over to the clamps. I want to be able to take it over to the clamps once without taking it out. So look, here's what I'm going to do. I'll put this guy in. Isn't that nice? Okay. I'm going to line it up here on the back side with my finger. See that? And when it's lined up, simply take my little handsaw and I'll place it flat on this meeting rail and then put a slight pressure with my finger. Okay, just to kind of hold it there. And I'll cut right there. I'll just use the actual piece itself as a gauge and slice it. Okay, so I'm gonna put that, now I'm a little deep on that hole, so I'm gonna wiggle it out to where it's nice and flush with my finger, okay? And once it's there, I verify my finger. I'll, again, place it flat, just steady it with my finger here, and gently make a cut. There. Take that out. And I'll need a chisel for this, I got it, okay. Because rarely will the saw make the exact cut you want. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna use the rabbit here as a gauge for my saw, okay? So I can use the big teeth, right? Cut that off, and it's a good thing you're wearing safety glasses. That thing hit me right in the eye. That has never happened to me before, ever. I mean, I wish we would have got it on slow motion, because that would have been like a perfect shot. I mean, I don't know if you got it on camera or not, but it did. It hit me right in the glasses.
Slower, Mike.
Yeah. So, anyway, so here I am. So look, again, I'm getting comfortable here. See how I've got my blade flat on my rabbit here? Okay. I'm gonna extra with my small teeth. And I can slice that off like that, maybe. Sometimes it just pairs off real nice, but this time obviously it didn't. So I guess the grain is weird there. I'm just gonna finish it with my chisel here, like that. Boom. And then Right down. Oh, isn't that nice? Boom! She fits! Oh, I love it so much. All right, and then now that I'm over here, I'll just go ahead and put this guy on over there, like that. So nice.
Chisel that one.
This guy goes here. Boom. Use the ground hammer to kind of assemble it. There. See how the ground hammer works? Or you call it the gravity hammer. But that's how you do it. Think you can do the next one?
There.
All right. Hold it. We'll try it again. We'll do it again.
You're gonna do it again?
In the head. That was good. I like hitting myself in the head with a hammer.
We can slow motion that.
Done, done, done. 6 double hung sash before lunch. Well, by 12:20, so that's not bad. You know, not bad. Not bad for a mobile setup, all right? You know, they will go in this opening here and another opening like that one, but on the other side. Great.